What's going on, guys? We are here with the fourth battle of Bacchus versus Allarih. Um, Starting in the game, but whatever. Yeah, fourth game, 2-1 is the score for Allarih. Don't know who chose the map, but it is a hilly one, so we have kind of a race for this hill at the start of the battle. It just started like 10 seconds ago. Looking at the armies here, 2 Numidians, 4 Allarih. Looks like 2 Spear Gladiatrices, 3 Syrians, 4 Saki Equites, and 3 Vigiles with looks like Evocati, Armored Legionnaire, Evocati, so quite a strong melee force as usual. This time 2 Spear Gladiatrices, no Triarii, 2 Numidian Cav, and only the 3 Syrian archers, the Goddess General as usual. Fortaki Equity is pretty strong Cav fort, especially with these Numidians and Spear Gladiatrices to support the Cav fights. Pretty good. We can't necessarily see all of Bacchus' army, but we can assume it. Looks like we have 1 Massilian Cav over there, 2 Massilian Cav, 2 Hippeus Lancers, 2 Tarentines to get the Cav force, 4 Axe Warriors, 1 Celtic, 3 Massilian Hoplites here. This is a regular, no, I think there's 1 regular hoplite. 1, 2, yeah, 3 Massilian hoplites, 1 regular hoplite, 4 Axis, 1 Celtic. Peltas. There's a second Peltas over here. Here, yeah. 2 Peltas and 3 Spirits. So, I think. Nice javelin volley here. We can go into regular mode. Getting a couple kills. Those Numidians were a huge problem for Bacchus in a lot of the other games, so good to see that he is now having the advantage. Tarentines, yeah, not taking too many losses. I mean, it's pretty close, but these are pretty equal cost units, so getting down will be fine for Bacchus. He probably does want to keep more of his Tarentines alive for the late game, though. And does he get the hill advantage here? Yes, he's gonna get the hill advantage, and this is a pretty steep hill right here. I'd like to see him charge here, but he's getting a nice charge on these Vigiles here. Probably Allarih wants to go into square like he normally does. With all the Syrians to do stuff. These are great shots for the Syrians. So sure, you probably don't want to be shooting slingers, but when slingers present themselves in like a square, you want to shoot it just take massive losses. Celtic or Axis charging in. Massilian hoplites will follow up. This is a nice sloped angle here for these Axe Warriors, and you can see they're doing great damage. Obviously, killing off those Vigiles. They're not getting into the square, which is unfortunate. You would like to see that. Spear Gladiatrice is running from the flank here, but this hoplite will be able to stuff them for now. This Evocati can cycle in here, but then these Axe Warriors and Massilian hoplites are going to break through. Over on this flank, he could really try to get a charge, get his path closer by if you get a charge, but he's gonna get this nice downhill charge, and this is an insane downhill right here, and this is why these kind of maps are kind of whack. Like, someone has to walk up this hill, it's kind of ridiculous, like, definitely not fair. And they aren't gonna get javelins either, so nice charge for the Axe Warriors. Massilian hoplites can follow up. Here's a Massilian Cav getting back into the fray, and these Axe Warriors are javelining these Armored Legionnaires in the flank. You could kind of move this Peltist over here to do the same thing. Finally going to, oh no, that's going into phalanx here, breaking these Vigiles. Evocati, you're going to charge into this opposite, sure, that's a good engagement. Numidians just fighting the Tarentines on the flank here. Saki is not really able to go anywhere here because the flank is kind of secured by the red line here. It's not really red line camping or anything, just he goes here, it's going to take a lot of fire. You can't really go around. He needs to gather up some infantry units to make this push happen, but he's going to go for it anyway, trying to get around the flank here. He's got one reserve unit here. Now this Massilian Cav sneaking around the flank can get a charge here. You can see these Evocati are not really doing so well against Axe Warriors. With that angle, and now Massilian hoplites are going to come in here and make this fight a lot harder. Now this Hippeus Lancer also hiding behind the line of sight. You can kind of see this ridge here, really blocking the whole line of sight, but now they're coming around the flank and could do massive damage. Your Numidians just fighting with Tarentines, but this is terrible for them. Numidians won't win against Tarentines in a 1v1 like straight up fight because their armor is so low. It will do good damage there, 41 missile damage javelins, but not really worth it. Nice jav volley from these Celtic warriors, just gonna kill off those Numidians here. 18 kills for the Celtics. Charging into these Spear Gladiatrices, and that would be a good fight. The hoplites are holding. Obviously the Evocati will kill them, but kind of slowly. Massilian hoplites are in the rear now, gonna kill off these Spear Gladiatrices really easily. Not a good fight for the Gladiatrices at all. These Peltas are taking damage. These Celtics really should just charge here. Over on the flank though, this rear charge was nice, and this Hippeus Lancer is still in reserve. And Bacchus has done well when his Lancers have been in reserve, allowing them to do the most damage in the late game, and he's doing exactly that. Syrian archers should have been more of a threat so far, but they really haven't been that bad of a threat, and that's been passive because these Cav are still mostly alive for Bacchus. Vigilante's trying to push the flank, but these Evocati are losing massively here. Only 30 kills, and mostly against Axe Warriors. Probably lost 3 or 4 men on this Massilia hoplite. Yep. Axe Warriors in the center, even able to hold against Avocado by themselves here. There probably was a Massilia hoplite in here earlier, but maybe not. And the downhill is just massive for the Axe Warriors there. Up here, these Armored Legions are definitely going to lose these Massilia hoplites and Axe Warriors in combination, especially because they can get recharged now. This formation where like the units are at different levels allows these guys to recharge really easily, so that's nice. Yep, and since Bachus has more melee infantry, right, he has Axe Warriors and Massilia hoplites, he's always going to have the spare units to do this counter recharging, so. The Spirit Gladiator Juicy's trying to chase after these guys, but it's just going to get charged. Oh, I'm still in slow motion, fuck. No one was taking so long. But yep, these Spirit Gladiator Juicies are chasing down these Slingers, just get charged here. Now the Cav is flanking around, this Axe Warrior is going to die, but it's at least holding the Syrians from shooting. Now these Pace Lancers could get around the flank, yep, they will. Gonna finish off this Avocado with a nice recharge, although this Vigilate did absorb some of the damage. But anyway, this Avocado is not going to last much longer, and he could just bounce the recharge here as well while he's here. Nice blob here for Bachus, just like stopping the Syrians from shooting. These two guys are active, but now these Celtics will come. This Spirit God Juicy got killed off at the den. Gonna take out these Syrians, or at least force them back. Massilia hoplites kind of glitching out here. Avocado will chase them down and kill them. Massive blob fight here, but since this Avocado is dying, this is a good fight for Bachus. And you can see he did do what I said, he did recharge. He's Avocado here. And now he's trying to get back into this massive blob fight. Pace Lancers aren't going to route here. Avocado route, so this is a great fight for Bachus. Going to be winning here. So many units in reserve. He managed to keep all of his Slingers and Peltas alive. And simultaneously put pressure on the Syrians. That's really well done. Tarentine's were killed off pretty much, except for this one unit here. Trying to kill some archers off. No problem there, really. Killing off the Syrians here. Spirit Gladiator Tracy's not going to like fighting against Celtic Warriors. Over here, nice charge downhill from the Axe Warriors. They cut into the rear of these guys. These Peltas could probably, if they have Javelin, just throw them into here. This Vigilate is dying. Allarih still has good cav left, but these aren't able to get in because the flank is kind of locked down here, and there's so many missiles and Pace Lancers alive that will really mess with the Stock Equites. So this is looking pretty solid for Bachus to take this to a game 5. Just has to kill off the remaining infantry here. This Avocado 77 men, hoplites are actually winning here because they've probably got nice flank shots here into this Avocado with the Slingers. Avocado's dying here, winning here, but that's only one unit. Eventually it will get surrounded, and these Pace Lancers charging downhill, maybe into these Stock Equites to finish them off. Nice retreat from Allarih though. He really killed off this Massilian unit pretty much, so he can just retreat. Killing off here though, and now this flank is breaking completely. All that's left is this Avocado in the center, but what are you really going to do with it? Nothing to really kill. This Massilia hoplite can crack it down, and then these Slingers can just blow it up. This Avocado is also pretty healthy, but over here the flank is completely destroyed. Pace Lancers 40 men. Stock Equite is probably going to win here, but the infantry support is coming. And meanwhile over here the Pace Lancer General, which Bachus always keeps alive pretty handily, is still pretty much full strength. He's going to save these Numidian, save these Slingers from the Numidian. Tarentine's just tripping the General out here, chasing, but now these Celtics will get into the Slingers. Nice charge. Pace Lancers not routing here, and that's allowing these infantry, and these Peltas still have ammo, so this is beast mode for the Peltas. Getting a lot of flank shots here and nice kills. Now it's just a matter of keeping your Slingers alive and keeping a little bit of infantry and your Gen alive for the late game to kill these guys. Ideally, you also need to kill these Slingers, but that shouldn't be a problem so soon as these Tarentines get active. Urian's finally doing good damage. This Pace Lancer's alive with 30 men, so it's not a huge deal. And again, look, nice job with the Peltas. Peltas are great at this. Late game, I'll just chase your archers away with my Peltas. You know, they're pretty much the same speed. They have good stamina. They have like the let's go look at this. Resistance to fatigue, that's what it is, yeah. Peltas are resistant to fatigue, so they can just chase archers all day and have a little bit of ammo if you try to charge them. Even if you try to charge them late game, they'll just kill units pretty easily, as you can see here. Nice charge. Peltas are pretty much full strength, these XKs. Oh, the General just died randomly. But yeah, these Peltas not really losing that many men, expecting rear charge. I'm gonna start killing off these Stock Equites, and these Syrians are still out of the fight. The General is quite healthy, and this is a wrap. Avocado trying their damnedest, but just gonna get recharged into oblivion. We can just skip the end of this game. Pretty much pointless. Just killing off these last guys. One of Bachus was healthy, but too far away to really do anything. The general can always just frag out. Even if he tries to get into the rear here, it won't really matter. That's a Peltist. And you can see Peltist, nice job killing those archers off. General getting insane kills as usual. And in the late game, these guys are just beasts. So, we'll take it to a game 5. Well done from Bachus there. Really strong performance there. Using the high ground to his advantage. Really messing with this avocado. Again, we see this correlation when Massilian Hoplites and Axebearers are doing well. It's because these avocados are doing really trash. So the engagements must have been really solid for these Massilian infantry. And these Socket Potatoes really weren't able to do much. Syrian archers didn't get a lot of kills. Whereas these slingers and pelts were able to do really well. So, yep, that's pretty much it. So we will have a final deciding game 5 to see who will advance to the round of 8. Hopefully that'll come soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.